for 2021, they made their advertising. They made 30 changes to the T3 hull. You guys remember back in 2012, they introduced the T3 hull. All right, tight turning T hull or whatever. I think it was tight turning T. And the way they were coining it, and I'm going to move it with my foot here, was this center keel was their T, was the beam of their T, okay? And they were really pushing that the deep keel that really doesn't even run midships, guys. It only runs a third of the length before it flattens out. And I will take you with me and I'll show you here, because I really want to show some really defined features on the hull that we couldn't do before. One of the big things, obviously, is this rounded outside chine. Why this is so significant right here is surface tension, okay? So imagine this ski, you're pinned out, you're going 65, 70 miles an hour, and you're going to roll into a right-hand hairpin, okay? So you load up, you got the nose trimmed down, and you snap those bars and you gun it, okay? The ski is going to roll, and it's going to want to roll on this edge, okay? This is your outermost chine. Now, what's funny, though, is that you're not, this part right here, if you're going that fast, you honestly don't have a lot of water contact right here. Not yet, okay? Because you're down here. You're going so fast that you only have this much ski in the water. So when it turns and it wants to lean over, suddenly you have to have wetted surface to get this part wet and to make a turn. There's almost no lifting strakes in this whatsoever. It is all wetted contact surface. So as you can see, here's our shark gills. All right, this is the big marketing, saw blade shark gills, okay? Why is this important? Again, when you're going at speed and you're hauling butt, this ski is pretty much only contacting to about here in the water. This above, from this lip up, is dry in a straight line. You guys can see pictures of people hauling butt, and there's very little hull in the water, okay? So they cut these shark grooves, these shark fins, or shark gills, whatever they call them, okay, right at the contact point. Because when the ski leans over, it's going to hit this shelf, and it's going to slide into that shelf, all right? It's actually going to step. You can feel it roll into it. It's jarring, okay? It's not the best feeling. It's not natural. But the ski will roll over, and this, why did they make this? Why do they bother cutting these, okay? Why do they put them, mold them into, craft them into the mold? That, it seems superfluous, right? Wrong. This is to break up surface tension. Because if this was flat, smooth surface like the previous 8 years or 9 years of the RXP-X, the surface tension right here would grab. It would actually slow the ski down because it's literally causing drag. And it would catch and manually slow the ski down in a turn. All right? Or on the flip side, if you were really gunning the throttle, you were rolling into a turn, that surface tension would bite so hard that the ski would not want to make a wide sweep. It would want to make a hairpin. It would want to make a snap turn, okay? Because it's got so much grip. It's got so much contact. So they broke this up. They broke this surface up right here so that this unit could take a long, wide, swooping outside turn. Then, once you're really rolled into it, this long, very, very long outside rolling edge, outside rolling chine, I mean, it's several inches. I mean, that's 6 inches from here, okay? And then it's about 4.5 inches to your vertical point, all right? To your intersection, you're 4.5 by 6.5, okay? So this is a very long, very pronounced, rounded outside chine. This means that this whole section is biting, it's gripping, okay? That's good news. That makes for a very good, naturally rolling ski. Now, interestingly enough, for the longest time, seadoo racers would all say seadoos turn flat. They turn flat. They don't roll in like a Yamaha, even a Cowie would roll in. Seadoos turn flat. And now, with these modifications, they're getting more of a natural inside lean. So this is a very smart design, and this helps out as well. I wish, personally, getting back to this, that we were getting less of a step, all right? Because this chine becomes very pronounced when you roll in and you give it throttle, it's going to push out and it's going to step. It's going to go, oh, I'm riding on this. I'm riding on this surface. What? Oh, Kevin's going too fast. Oh, we're sliding. And it's going to go step. It's going to literally bang into this step, and then it'll catch right here. So you'll feel that in a roll. And I filmed it. I literally have it in our video. You can watch the ski as it rolls. It drops. It drops a step. So that is a very the gills right here help out a lot. This is your biggest stepping point. Now, interestingly enough, I'm going to back up a little bit here. I'm going to go a little further back. You're going to see right here at the end of the shark gills that this pronounced chine steps up and becomes very short. Instead of being 2 inches, it goes to 1 inch. It's cut in half. And that's part of the changes that they made. Part of the changes were predominantly around the tail and predominantly around the intake grate. Why? Because they knew this ski, its pivot point where it wants to turn is going to be from the front, basically the front of the intake grate or the front of the sponson to here, okay? Directly under the engine. And this area right here this area is doing all the work. Back here must stay hooked. If it's not hooked, you're toast. Your turns are trash. You're washing your tail out. You're doing spin outs, and you might be ejected. So that's why they did so much work around here at the tail section. They stepped in this chine, and they stepped in this strake right here. There is a small strake that points down and leads into the ride plate. So these are all really, really good. These are all really good things. This I would even out personally. I would roll this in because you do have negative space right here. And that negative space could cause the negative space right there can cause drag and can cause cavitation. Now let's talk about the bow. There's a lot of intersecting angles up here on the bow. We have a lot of intersections, all right? And the problem is with the intersections is that the intersections don't have a lot of natural flow. These kind of hard edges, these are your splash deflectors. These splash deflectors are what give you your dry ride. And that's why so many people like the ST3s and like the RXP-X, because they're like, it's a dry ride, but it's sporty. Okay, fair enough. Here's the problem. Not only do we have negative space, we have so much negative space right up here. Okay, we have negative space here and negative space down here. I want to make sure you guys can see where I'm pointing. Okay, there and there. Okay, good. So that negative space, now obviously if you're going full throttle, it's not a problem, okay? Especially up here. That's mainly your splash deflectors are up here. That keeps you dry. This helps with your splash deflector, this big honking nose, all right? So this is what is keeping water from blowing over and getting you in the face. This, though, is giving us a bit of a problem. There, all right? Right here is the biggest problem with the current seadoo bows. And the problem is that it's a concave angle, all right? The bow is literally doing this, all right? You will not see that angle on any Yamaha, any Cowie, or on the GTIs. You just won't, all right? And the reason being is that this hollowed out bowl, okay, on either side, this hollowed out bowl is what gives you the pocket where a cross chop, a wave, a side wave will fill, and it will basin in there, and it will push the bow one way or another, okay? With a convex angle, so instead of concave being convex, if it went the other way, that cross chop would actually break across and would not steer the hull, all right? It wouldn't steer the bow. But because we have this concave bowl right here, and it's literally 1.5 inches deep. It's 1.5 inches deep here. I took some masking tape, but my stupid ceramic made the tape fall off. But it is the volume, it's about 8 ounces of metric volume right here, all right? That's a lot of volume right here that is applying pressure to either, my ring, I shouldn't be banging on, it's applying pressure to the bow, okay? Now, most guys, like you see Randy Cabrera and a bunch of other guys who ride ST3s, they trim up. They just take the nose and go, rip, and they trim up so the nose isn't really touching the water all that much. Excuse me. That helps. I mean, that just helps. But in big surf, there's no trimming that's going to save your butt. There's no amount of trimming up that's going to save you from encountering that. So this is the most problematic area that you see on the ST3 and the RXP-X.
Hey guys, thanks for hanging out. This clip was taken from our weekly podcast that we record here every Sunday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you want to watch the whole video, you can go to the Watercraft Journal's YouTube channel, go to playlists, and then click on live sessions. You're going to see it there. Otherwise, go ahead and leave a like, a comment, and definitely subscribe to the channel. It helps us grow. And again, thanks again for watching our videos, and we hope to see you soon.